who says they are in trouble just because somebody resigned. Let's put it into perspective for 1 second for your listeners. At the end of the day, in the election, the Conservatives won more seats and more share of the vote than any other party. Labour seems to think that they won the election and have the right to go to Brussels and be a de facto in waiting government in case everything collapses with Theresa May. Now, I want to put you and James O'Brien straight.
Okay, I'll be sure to pass it on to him.
Make sure you do, because obviously some people choose to, for some reasons unknown to anybody else, want to ignore the vote and think of this as everything is in trouble, that the world is going to end if Britain is no longer in the European Union. Well, let me put you straight. For hundreds of years, this country has survived perfectly well without the need to piggyback on some European super state. And for you and your colleague to imply that for some reason we had a vote and now we want to know exactly what's going to happen when we leave and, you know, the mechanisms and the mechanics of it all. Get real. This is happening. Whether you like it or not, the mechanics are inconsequential to anything people do in life. If I cross the road, I have to decide if I'm going to make it or if a bus is going to run me over. That's the reality, Sheila.
Okay.
Get over it.
Okay, right. Can I say something back to you?
Absolutely.
I don't believe the world will end, even if we go out with a hard Brexit with not a single deal under our belt. I don't believe that Britain will go to the dogs on a permanent basis if we leave the European Union either, because you are right to say that we have survived as a great nation during many phases of our existence. So I don't believe either of those two things. But I do believe that there is a constructive way to do Brexit and a destructive way to do Brexit. And the destructive way is the one that asks no questions and walks out the door.
Well, I'm sorry, Sheila. What you're doing is undermining every move of this Conservative government and looking for any mechanism in which to suggest that the government is falling to pieces.
Doug.
It's not happening.
Doug, two cabinet ministers lost within a week.
So what?
Hang on a second. Let me finish my list of problems that the government faces at the moment.
Yeah, all you have is a list of problems, Sheila. You're very negative. Very negative.
It's the job of journalists to look at problems and ask about them.
Someone who's not happy with the vote.
Are you always this angry when you have conversations?
Yes, I am, especially with people like you.
Oh, well, there you go. 1-0 to me.
You didn't frankly have the balls to put country before party.